for Neely, one of the founders of Gumption, here with a good friend of mine, Rafael Weiss, who oddly, I don't even know how we met, but we both met really early, probably through LinkedIn, and very similar kind of paths. Both have real estate backgrounds, both got into tech foolishly. And so we've kind of been sharing war stories in the startup world ever since we started this thing. So super excited to have him on today and kind of talk through some of the stuff they've been through and where they're headed and all that. So thanks for coming and joining us today. And yeah, I mean, I think just general quick background for everybody, where you're from, where'd you start, how'd you get here, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure to be here. Yeah, you cold DM me on LinkedIn. I don't know if you remember that, but I think that's
Okay.
how we got put together.
All right. That sounds right. I did a
Yeah.
lot of that.
I mean, it's the best way, man. We've gotten, to be honest, like we probably got to like 300K ARR with LinkedIn only. Like
Yeah.
not like 1 cent on marketing. Not 1 cent, literally. It was just all LinkedIn organic posting. So that was pretty crazy. It's a powerful tool. A lot of people don't understand. And even if you're getting like 0 likes on your post, like 1 like, 2 like there's 300 people that probably saw that 1 like post. And like those are people that you most likely want to be in front of anyways. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway,
It's free. It's
it's
free. That's the
free,
best part
man.
about it.
It's
Yeah.
free. Crazy.
Yeah. Well,
So
I'll ask you some questions about that too later on.
yeah,
It's changed a lot this year.
yeah,
Might have to
yeah.
see if we can get LinkedIn to sponsor this thing, and I'll start pushing it a little bit harder.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Gotta have the money angle right there. Yeah, so background, I got into real estate in an odd way, I guess, or not too odd, but my father was always into it, but I was in the music industry for a long time. I was a touring DJ and I was like a music producer. I made music for film and TV and video games. So like I had I did a trailer for Gossip Girl that just came out, or not just came out, but the new one. So I did the trailer music for that. I did like Call of Duty mobile trailer, like all these random like film and TV spots, video games. And my dad was getting older and he wanted me to kind of get involved in the business. So I kind of stepped away from the whole music thing and ended up moving into commercial real estate. And then I quickly realized there was a lot of issues in this business on the software side. The tech is not there on like a million different levels, you know? They're so old school, man. I mean, and not only in the adoption, but in their mentality, the way they think about things. I know you deal with this at Gumption all the time, with probably how people are thinking about it. I can only imagine, because debt is like probably the most old school of the old school industry. Uh,
Yeah, very much so a
yeah,
relationship business in principle. Not so much relationship anymore. I think post recession kind of changed that. We view lending now as a commodity, not as a relationship. And I think that's where a lot of lenders are still trying to sell relationship. And they're like, no, 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 bro. Like we got screwed last time, things went south. And so no, it's terms are no terms, but like we're not interested in being your buddy anymore. We got our friends, and I think that was kind of my issue too. All right, so cool. So you got into commercial real estate, and then similar to me, you got frustrated. What kind of prompted sites that like did you have technical background? Um, what pushed you there?
yeah, every computer music producer is basically a nerd, right? So like I had like marginal tech experience, but I do understand how technology works. had like some brief moments of coding and other things like that. So, uh, yeah, it's just music production's extremely software based. It's all in the box, right? As we like to say it. So you kind of just learn how to use different softwares, and the stuff's kind of janky. So you have to like learn a little bit of like how to make it work together, and you might have to edit a little bit of back end. So, I was always exposed to that. And, music has like probably one of the most tech forward approaches. Like everyone's just it's basically like what's the next synthesizer you're using? Like what's the next like do you have like the cutting edge thing and do you know how to use it, right? Have you mastered it? So, coming into commercial real estate, I was just like, all right, what are like the best like softwares like I need to be using? Like is it Reonomy to like get off market land? Like where can I get my edge here? And like, it's really not a lot of it wasn't there wasn't that much there. There's a little bit on the analytics side and on the off-market calling, you can get some off-market land, but like it wasn't pervasive and there wasn't like too many options. So, my path with sites was like I just could not understand why it was so difficult to like figure out if a tenant wanted to be on a site or not, or a piece of real estate. Like it just made no sense to me. Like you have to wait in line at a freaking booth at a conference to like figure it out or like cold call or, have an existing relationship or like try to figure out who the rep is through one of these like weird contact info sites. It's stupid. And then on the flip side, like these guys make money when they do a deal. So like, why wouldn't you make it as easy as humanly possible to do a deal with you? So, that was my lane, but there was 8 million other, different flaws that I saw that could be filled by software, right? Or gaps filled that could be filled by software. So yeah, it's just crazy to witness it all.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny one. There are a lot of good tenant reps out there. And that's how I started the business. So I have a lot of respect for that sector of the industry. But when I got into development, I was specifically targeting a tenant who was in expansion mode and their rep was sending out like these email blasts like once a week, like looking for sites.
Yeah.
And I was sending them this premium site and getting nothing. And it was driving me crazy. So I started calling him. He didn't answer. I started texting him, didn't answer. And I found out the dude had a radio show. And so after like 3 weeks, no responses, I set in my calendar his Saturday morning radio show. And I woke up and called and I was like, dude, how would I get a site in front of you guys? He's like, oh man, email it to me. I was like, done it. He's like, just shoot me a text. I was like, done it. He's like, just call me. I was like, buddy, I've tried all these. Like, are you doing deals or not? That's a long-winded way of saying, yeah, there's a lot of guys in the industry that have possession over accounts that aren't good at what they do and they don't communicate well. And sadly, that's where I think frustration is boiling over in commercial real estate and software adoption is becoming more real because you're right. It's super old school. It's like business cards and Rolodex and cell phones. And
Tried and true methods.
yeah,
That's the favorite line. It's like
yeah,
you tried and true methods. We have Claude now.
that's
Like, what are
right.
you talking about, man? There's no more tried and true methods. It's over.
I feel like I'm on the like real like last frontier of the old way of doing things. And when I came into the business, my boss would make me use the like rub off arrows on aerials. We were still doing tour maps on printouts. And like, I'm sure the technology existed with Publisher or whatever else, like, superimpose it in and print it. But he wanted me using the rub offs. He's like, this is how I had to do it. It was really more of like a pledge ship type hazing type situation. But it's fun.
Yeah.
I got this little picture into how things were done not that long ago. And I look at how all that's changed so dramatically. And as you're aware, like it's all warp speed right now.
Yeah.
I
No,
feel
it's
like we were cutting
unreal.
edge 6 months ago, and the stuff we were doing 6 months ago is obsolete now.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And like, and I kid you not, I was at a conference like in February and I talked to this one real estate rep And I was telling him about sites. I was like trying to give him the pitch. He's like, "Yeah, I barely even use email." I'm like, "What?" Like he's like, "Yeah, like barely even use it, man. I just have people call me, pick up the phone." I'm like, "All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna try." Like, God bless, brother. You're the dinosaur. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. No,
don't. And it was like for a real company. It's like,
yeah.
yo, this guy works for me. Like, if I had I'm a publicly traded company, and my real estate rep is bragging about barely using email. This is crazy. What are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah.
imagine? You know?
Yeah. No, I can because I lived it. And it's I mean, if we've innovated in any aspect of making lending more efficient, internally for our team, we have AI tools that tell us the loan officer for every bank, and we have their cell phone number. And like in the weirdest way, that's revolutionary because they're so protective over their cell phone numbers. Like I can't tell you how many times now, in full disclosure, I had some awesome lending relationships where I did have cell phones. But when you're trying to introduce yourself to a new lender, like they're not putting that anywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been wild to see it all kind of progress. So, um, well, cool. So give us, I know a lot about sites, but give us kind of a rundown of, what you guys built. Where are you right now? Where are you wanting to be? We got Vegas coming up. We're going to probably push all this out before Vegas. I hope you're getting caught up on sleep. Uh,
I'm trying. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot in the pipeline. We've just integrated. So we just integrated with Door Loop. I'm not familiar. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. They're like a property management kind of
Okay.
software to manage all of your real estate. So basically, like if you have all your real estate in Door Loop, set up an integration on sites with them, connect Door Loop and sites. All your real estate automatically imports to sites, and you can see every tenant that wants to be on your real estate. Uh,
That's
so yeah, it's just an easy way to kind of get everything started because all the information's in door loop already. Um, Obviously we're gearing up for ICSC. We got our own booth for the first time. Last year we shared a booth with somebody, but so it's
yeah.
kind of it's baby steps, man.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
we're the same way.
yep.
John's gonna be mad, but I don't even know where we are. I think we're Upper South Hall, in the little
Okay.
finance central, which I guess is fitting for us. But yeah,
Nice.
we had these grand ambitions, and then we looked at pricing, and we were like, yeah, we'll take the 10 by 10,
I hear you, bro.
one step at a time. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Looks like you're in 3812, booth 3812,
oh,
man.
look at you. You're
Yeah.
so far ahead. Oh, John just sent it. I
Yeah,
was
he put in the
like,
chat.
oh
Come
my
on, bro.
gosh, that's yeah.
You're like, I
Uh,
knew I'm gonna be there. I'm being there at 8 a.m.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
Preview.
in Lower South Hall.
Okay.
We are oh my God. I literally looked at yours and I remembered my booth name and now I can't remember my booth number. This
We'll
is
have
crazy.
John will be able to
Um,
edit it and like flash it up on the screen somehow.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the we'll be rocking and rolling, man. It looks like it's gonna be a freaking crazy ICSC for us. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have back-to-back meetings. It's gonna be nuts. I I'm like excited, but I have anxiety about it at the same time. Because
Yeah.
I know what it's gonna take out of me. Like by the
Yeah.
end of that by the end of it, man, like I honestly like my throat's done. Like I can't even talk anymore. You
Yeah.
know, it's a lot.
Well,
Um,
that's in the past, that's what I like had to look forward to was finishing ICSC and then getting back midday Thursday and then having all Friday off because you knew nobody was going to work. And so it's
yeah,
like you get a little bit of a recovery into the weekend. The difference is with Gumption, we're not just a retail lender, we're on, in all product types and across the country now. And so it doesn't matter like what time I get back Thursday. There's some industrial something or some other fire will come up and
100%.
we'll be trying to figure it out. So, Well, so less relevant to real estate, back to the startup world. So there you go. Oh, you got a 10 by 20. Look at you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
11,
Yeah,
1109.
we sprung for those extra 10 square feet there,
Yeah, yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's higher per square foot pricing, I think, than Maine and Maine here in Alabama.
Dude, I think it's higher square foot pricing than Manhattan.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's crazy. Um,
Hey, supply and demand, valuable real estate.
yeah, it's funny how that works, huh?
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, but so yeah, South Hall booth 1109 U.
there you
We're South Hall lower.
go. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying, no man, I hear you, and it's interesting being in that category, Um, how has it been? Just kind of because I know how these people are so protective of their relationships. Like when these like debt brokers hear about Gumps, like what is their reaction?
It's typically a quick reaction. The reaction is either I can use this or these guys are coming for my job. And what I've learned is it doesn't really matter what I say after that decision's made in their mind. We didn't build this to replace debt brokers. At least right now, it still is a relationship business in the sense that if someone's borrowing money where they're going to personally guarantee, seven figures plus, they're not going to do it exclusively on the internet. Like they're going to want to talk to somebody. And so we still have that component. My message to the guys that we have talked to and the guys that are using Gumption is like, hey, you're going to get to points in your career where you hit capacity and you've got two options. One, you go hire somebody to help, or B, you take the bigger bite. And if you got a $5 million deal and a $20 million deal, you're going to do the 20 and then let the five slide. My message to them is, well, that guy's five this time, but next time maybe he's 100. And so what we're telling them is if you get a $5 million deal and you don't have time to run it through Gumption. Let us do the work. You maintain the relationship, but keep your relationships in house because if you let them go, the next time they have a deal, they're very likely going to take it to the person that did execute for them. And so, yeah, it's hard because I don't think a lot of people they don't hear that. They think we're coming for their job. We
Yep.
don't view ourselves as debt brokers any more than Crexy or LoopNet are real estate brokers. Like it's a
Okay.
tool, and we think it's a tool. And there are going to be borrowers that come direct to us. There are going to be lenders that come direct to us. But our goal is not to replace anybody. Our goal is to improve the flow of capital because ultimately that's how deals get done. That's how communities are shaped. That's how communities are revitalized. So, um, yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. But what about from you guys? What's like high and low? Like, what's the thing you've enjoyed the most out of startup life, and what's the thing you just wish you never had to deal with?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of thing happens. Tenant rep brokers and leasing brokers, when they first hear about, well, leasing brokers, not really. Tenant rep brokers, 100%. They're the most defensive because they're like, my tenants are everything. And we literally are, and this was more pervasive in the beginning when people knew less about us. But yeah, they were like, these guys want to take our job, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, we don't. Tenants still need somebody to represent them, negotiate it. All we're doing is giving you steroids, pretty much like digital steroids.
Yeah,
We're making it so you can do your job more effectively and you can tenant rep at scale, right?
right.
That's never been done before. So we make it so you can handle more tenants, more seeking site listings, which is what we call the little circles and polygons that people put out on sites. And they can literally just handle 10 different accounts, 20 different accounts all in one place. And we have tenant rep brokerages with like 40 different tenants uploaded on sites where they manage every single one. And they literally have like a submission hub with every single tenant that they represent. And you can submit a site. You could see every tenant a tenant rep broker represents, and you could submit a site to them. And we do a bunch of cool stuff for them, especially like on the AI side. I mean, we can get all into it, but yeah, we literally help them do this at scale. So there are tenant rep brokers who use sites like crazy and they love it and they're making money from it. Like I could, think about like three, four, five different instances where a tenant rep broker made a 70 grand commission check. It's a $99 a month subscription, right? There's one
Right.
tenant rep broker who's looking at a 400 grand commission check. It hasn't hit yet because they're negotiating the lease, but like he's representing a big box tenant and he got into a development that didn't have a representation on the other side. And like it was a developer, so he's getting both sides of the commission. Pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so, there's a lot of cool stuff that happens. It just gives you an edge, right? A massive edge. But of course, there's those guys that, they can't get out of their old habits and, they won't use it. So, it's interesting seeing how, the separation happens, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it really is wild, man. It's tough to kind of break that. And we try to explain like we are not trying to replace you, like I'm telling you, but they still it's just like it's a scarcity mentality versus an abundance mentality, right?
Right.
It's like I want to hold on to what I have versus oh, I can make more money using this. Um and then, there are some other factors that come into play. Not every tenant rep broker, there's a lot of tenant rep brokers that make money by just like kind of holding on to information. So it's another kind of thing that we just tend to deal with. But um, yeah, leasing brokers, they love it. They kind of get it right away. And I think they've been conditioned by correct C code. It's like they're not trying to replace you, right? Like
Right.
what landlord's gonna be like, no, I don't need a broker. I have CoStar. It's like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about, man? Like it's a ridiculous thing to say, you
Right.
know? So hopefully they'll be saying the same thing about Gumption. I mean, like, it's like, nah, I mean, yeah, it would be interesting because at the end of the day, like, somebody does need to negotiate the debt. But I'll be honest, like, damn, I do negotiate my own debt with the relationships with lenders that I have. So it's like, maybe you could do it. I don't know. I don't
Yeah. I mean, at this point, no, but I think that's where everybody's looking at who does AI replace? And right now, it doesn't replace anybody. What it does is it exposes laziness. And
That's
so
for
the hard
sure.
workers are going to get supercharged, and they're going to be the ones that replace the bad brokers. And it's not just in real estate. They're bad attorneys. There are bad actors in every industry. And I think AI is going to supercharge the ones that lean into it and the ones that work hard, and will people get replaced at some point? Maybe at the rate we're going right now, yeah. And I don't. I mean, that's a whole nother podcast on deeper philosophical level. But what is real is that it's here, and we've got to start leaning into it. And if not, you can go the way of AOL.
Yep.
Who you're about my age, like they were on top of the world, like that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. I had the CD.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, and now it's nothing. So,
Yeah.
well, cool. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I have to know about the horse racing story.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know about the DJ stuff, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But how'd you get into? So I assume you guys are breeding, or you buying? Like, what's the deal? And then I'd love to hear the story on how you had a window of ownership into a Kentucky Derby horse.
Yeah, man. It's honestly the craziest thing that's like ever happened to me. Um, Basically what happened is we had this horse that let me back up. Like we breed and race horses. I used to do it with my dad. He passed away. I took over the business and a few literally not even a week after he died, I was dealing with like the horse stuff. And originally I was just like, I'm dumping all these horses. Like, I don't care about this. Like, I'm not doing it. I wasn't in the right headspace, obviously. But yeah, he was one of the horses that we kind of just threw out into an auction, didn't care too much about him, just let him go. I actually thought he looked good, but I wasn't trying to race at that time at all. And we put him in the Facing Tipton October sale, and he ended up selling for 12 grand. Everyone told me he wasn't correct basically, and he had like a weird gait, in layman's terms. And yeah, somebody picked him up, Whit Beckman, and his team. And it's funny because his description was like, yeah, he had the perfect walk, and that's exactly what we were looking for. And
Yeah.
my people were like the exact opposite. They're like, this horse can't even walk. Like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God. So he bought Oselli for 12 grand. And he was out of a good mare, Zalia, which is one of I still have her. But anyways, long story short, this horse immediately started showing ability, nonstop hitting the board, like always third place, second place, and never won a race, but just always was up there. And in horse racing, you can get Kentucky Derby points by just being first, second, or third. So you can still get points in third place. And he hit the board so many times that he was able to put himself in a position as an alternate to be in the Kentucky Derby. All right. So like I'm watching this happen. I actually tried to buy the horse back like before all this went down, just because I saw him doing a great job, and I was like, oh, I gotta get back in on this. Like the funny part was is like my guys are like they're running this horse in two hard races. Like this is nuts. Like they shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, all right, like let's try to buy him. They wouldn't sell him. So anyways, he gets enough points to be an alternate. 10 horses have to scratch for him to be able to make the Kentucky Derby. So it's like a crazy long shot. And wouldn't you know it, 10 horses freaking scratch. The day, it was like Thursday, he gets in, he scratches in. So he draws in. I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta go freaking to watch this. Like this is crazy. My dad spent his whole life trying to get a Derby horse, never got into the Derby, and now I freaking sold a horse for 12 grand that's going. Like this is crazy. People pay so much money to even just have like a piece of a horse that's going into the Derby. So I'm like, all right, I'll show up. Like he's going off at 72 to 1. There's no shot he's doing anything. Derby day comes. I get over there. I'm like, what is going on? I tried to like finesse my way into like the ownership's box, or they wouldn't let me in. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, buddy, you sold it for 12 grand. Like, get out of
Yeah.
here. So whatever. I got like random tickets somewhere, and I'm watching the race. I'm like, all right, he's in second to last place. The race goes on. He got bumped in the beginning. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. This is probably over, right? Whole race, he's like second, second to last, second to last. All of a sudden, on the last stretch, he starts making a run, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, so we're not gonna finish dead last. That's pretty cool. Keeps going. It's like, oh, wait, he's like actually really moving like from the outside. Keeps going. I'm like, oh man, he's looking fifth, fourth, third, second. It's like, what is happening? I'm losing my voice. I'm screaming. There's a video that went viral of me on Instagram and X, like me just literally freaking out as he's moving. He gets in the first place at the 16th pole. That means there's like 4 seconds of the race left, literally 4 or 5 seconds. I'm completely losing my mind. I don't even know what's happening. He was in first place for about 3, 4 seconds. And right at the end, Golden Tempo and Renegade, which are these two other horses, come in from the outside, and they end up beating him. So it went Golden Tempo, Renegade, Oselli. So he got third. And,
Right where it should have been, right? I mean,
I mean,
that's his number.
insane, man. So just for some context, third place at the Kentucky Derby wins $500,000, $500,000 as the purse. That's what his prize was. They bought him for 12 grand, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
you know? And not that's not to mention he's made like 180,000 outside of the Derby or whatever. So he's probably one of the richest horses that's never won a race. I think if not, he is the most like the richest maiden of all time.
Huh. That's pretty awesome.
It's insane. And now tomorrow he's racing in the Preakness, and he's going off at like 6 to 1. He went from 72 to 1 to 6 to 1.
How wild is that going to be? He goes and gets his first victory at
Oh my
Pre.
God. I would die. I would honestly die. I'm literally on the flight to ICSC Vegas tomorrow. So I'm gonna be watching in the air, but yeah, I might be losing it in aisle 4B or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I think I should be coaching some 10-year-old baseball players at that time,
There you
but
go.
something tells me I'm going to want to be watching that in the dugout. I might have to hand over the reins for a period of time.
Yeah, man.
Continue.
Throw a little win bet on him, see what happens. I
Yeah,
told a couple people to bet him to show, and he freaking actually showed. The
yeah,
odds were 72 to 1. It was like 19 to 1 on the show bet. So
wow,
like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
yeah. That's real estate for you, like it's what we've explained to so many people, whether it's investors or different partners of ours, is this really is like one of the most unique industries, and the stories that you hear and the personalities that you meet, um, it's not always fruitful, and you're going to get cut multiple
Oh yeah.
times in this world. But man, it's fun, and I'm super appreciative of all the relationships we've made, prior to Gumption and with Gumption, and glad you and I connected on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. And I'm sure we'll grab a beer at some point in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's to celebrate an Ocelli victory.
That would be
Yeah.
insane, man. Yeah, no, and you're 100% right. That's this business, man, and it relates to it, because you just never know what property is going to turn out to be a winner. You don't know that Target freaking bought the land behind you or will buy it in a month or two, and all of a sudden your crappy little pad is worth like $2 million, and you can put a
Yeah.
tenant on it and finance it through Gumption and
There you
make it
go.
worth six.
Yeah.
It's just, it's crazy. It's a crazy business and you just never know who you're going to come across. So yeah, you're 100% spot on, man. It's a fun time. That's why we love it. That's why we do it.
Yeah. It's we're all just cowboys and nerds looking for an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
It's horse racing or, some real estate deal.
There's
So
nothing like selling software. Nothing like getting rejected 18 times.
yeah.
Oh, and you asked me what's the most annoying thing. I forgot to answer that. The most annoying thing is having to sell the damn software and close
Yeah.
them and be an AE, but as a founder, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but it's also how you get the business off the ground, man. Somebody's got to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You
Founder-led
know?
sales. It's I think that's at least in real estate, you can like take a few days off, you can go to the
Yeah,
beach, but in the startup world, it's like it's nonstop.
it's
It's
nonstop.
really, and I almost feel bad. Like I'll run into people in my personal life that's like, tell me about this. And I go into full sales mode. And I'm like, yeah, man, we're just like a dating app for
Literally.
real estate borrowers. I try to like simplify it, but yeah, I think that's probably my biggest, that and the expectations for growth in tech are
Mm.
are so unrealistic and so
Oh yeah.
different than real estate. Real estate is such a long tail cycle, and tech is like, I don't care what you did last month.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing tomorrow and next week?
Yeah. Well, and this is why, a lot of these tech companies that are marketplaces just don't make it. And the truth is like you can't build a marketplace fast. It
Yeah,
needs to get natural adoption that comes with time, straight
right.
up. Like that's it. They need to know that their friends are using it, that they have a deal get done, that something happened, and you're building a marketplace essentially, and that it's just gonna come with time. You know.
Yeah, yeah. We'll ride it out. whether it's this cycle or next, we're gonna finish this thing.
There
So,
you go, man. Love it.
well, dude, I appreciate you taking time today, and yeah, safe travels out to Vegas. Sure, we'll see you out there, and good luck in the Preakness, even if you did
Thank you.
20 or $12,000 uh, on a
I'm gonna
horse
bet
that's running two of the three right now.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
Crazy. I'm gonna bet the 12 grand on him. Then
yeah,
I'm gonna take the winnings, buy property, and finance it through Gumption.
there
Let's
you go.
go. Come
There
on.
you go. There you go.
All right, man. It
All
was a
right, man.
pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you soon.
All right.